So if we're working in Illustrator now, and we're working to try and just do print separations and send this thing to the printer, one thing you can always do is you can always build your own registration marks in. So you can see up here in these top corners, I've built these little kind of crosshairs that are there, and if I wanted to, I could just make sure I print all these different layers out in black and leave those on. That's certainly one way that I could do this. The other way to do it, though, is to not do that and let the printer put the registration marks on there for us. So I'm going to go ahead and just walk through this. I'm going to select everything in this layer. Just one layer I'll do, and I'll change this to black. So I would do this to all three of these layers, the blue one and the brown one. And then what I do is I'd go to prints, so I just go Command P, and you can see that there are like a number of printers that are available. I'm going to choose the secure printer that goes to the university's printers, and if I look here at all of this stuff, you can see that I've got kind of a preview of what it's going to look like. And if you look at it, I actually have all these cool printers marks that are already on there, like the calibration bars and all that stuff. So if I uncheck that, you can see that it actually changes the scale that it's printing at, and it also gets rid of all that cool stuff. So what I probably want to do is make sure I have my registration marks on there. You can also kind of select the page information if you want, to make sure that you know what color you're printing out, if that helps a little bit. Most of the time we can figure it out. There's this stuff like these calibration color bars over here, and then if you want to know where to trim it so it's exactly in the right spot, you can add the trim marks. But most of the time the registration marks are all that you need. I would go ahead and remember these settings, figure all that stuff out. There's also the stuff like output, graphics, color management. And so if you get into the advanced part of this, there's actually a place where you can bust out separations if you want to. I'm going to stick with composite right now, but separations is kind of a cool way to do it too with these spot colors. But we're going to go with composite right now just to get it out of there, and then we're going to go ahead and set all this stuff up, and then we're going to send this one to the printer. So if I push print on this now, it'll print only what I see here, which is just the black stuff. Then I would go back into the file over here, and I would change like everything that's blue. I turn off this eyeball, turn all this blue stuff to black, and then send that to the printer, and do the same thing with brown. And then I would have my three layers, and they would be on transparencies. I can load transparencies into the printer and print on them. So that's basic printing in Illustrator. There's, again, lots of fancy ways that you can do things, but for now, this sort of dumb way of doing it will kind of be guaranteed to always work. Remember to pay attention to your trapping issues if you have like lots of colors that are overlapping. And always remember too, once you print it out on the transparencies, lay those transparencies down on the table, the light table, check them over, and if there's a problem, you can always go in and scrape the toner out, or you can just Sharpie marker some more marks on there, and wherever your Sharpie marker, that'll burn to the screen. So pretty simple and pretty fun. So knock yourselves out in Illustrator or Photoshop and have a good time printing.